Actually, I don't know where I put it.
What are you doing, man?
I'm looking for just like the most inconvenient little package you ever saw something shipped in. And I know it was sitting right here next to the stapler.
The hot dog stapler?
Obviously. Did it fall behind you? It did! We found it. This little box that's been sitting in the garage for like 10 months. Since last Christmas. If you're not familiar, this is our Rally Supra. Roll some intro music or something. Pretty dope rally car and daily driver. And we've gone through the engine and shit.
You can't audibly hear it spinning, so it wasn't too dry.
It sounds like the ocean. The suspension and everything is really well set up and it's great to drive. Except for one thing. Pay attention to how long these shifts are. See that? You see how problematic that is? Second is over here, and then when I go for fifth, all the way over here in a different zip code, like I'm constantly brushing on Alex's knee. We can stand that for a couple of hours straight on a rally, but after that it gets a little gay. And it makes it hard to shift quickly, confidently. That right there is about as fast as I'm comfortable shifting. And not only is it a long ass throw that, you know, I'm reaching from over here to over there, but when it's in gear, it's like sloppy. This is all in fifth right here. That's in a gear. Yeah. There's fourth. You would think I'm wobbling the entire range of all of its gears. No, that's just in fourth. Fucking whack. So to address all of that stupid slop, that's most likely caused by a really common issue with these W58 transmissions, that the shifter bushings get worn just all the way the fuck out. We have a shifter hot dog in a transmission hallway. We gotta get that shit out of there and put some fresh ones in. This is a kit from one of the guys on the forums, Billy M. I should not be responsible for little parts. This is his Shiftgasm kit. Supposedly these little bushings and stuff are what we need to make this thing shift like it does stuff. Just gonna disassemble my whole interior real quick. I need I think the easiest is a Phillips on the end of a drill. It's actually not that hard to get to, because with the power of power tools, you remove those. Boop. 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 Boop.
Well, this is going by pretty fast.
Yeah, it's not that hard. When you use power tools on things that you didn't actually need to, it makes things go a lot faster. I am kind of annoyed that we're taking all of this apart right now, because we have an amplifier to put in here. This thing's audio quality is trash. And Lopi sent us an amp that we need to wire up in here that would require doing all this to get to the back of the head unit anyway. But we don't have everything we need to do that project, so we're gonna have to do this again sometime. I can't see either. There's no light in here at all.
You having a problem?
No, I don't run into problems. Now this guy should come loose. Boop. Oh God, whoever wired all that shit up is an asshole. It was me. I'm the asshole. Oh, you know what we should do while we're in here is flip the heated seat controls.
Oh, so that it's...
So these heated seat controls are a two-way switch for a high and a low, and they're actually backwards. If you put it on low, it'll fucking burn you. So we should wire those back up when we put it back together. That's worth doing.
I sit on that side.
He sits over there with like 3 jackets on and the heated seat going, while I'm over here sweating my ass off with the window down.
It's true. It's true. It's very true, because I like being warm.
No, we hate it. We hate the warm.
You ride your bike in like 40-degree weather.
Yeah.
And say, it's fine.
It's a lot harder to split lanes in a Suburban. How would I ever get through Minneapolis traffic in a Suburban?
So you split lanes on a Blackbird.
It's fine. It's going to be legal this next year, I think, so yeah, it's kind of grandfathered in. You can do what you want if it's going to be legal eventually. Pretty good little setup here that I made. This is a carbon fiber panel. Got all of the charging ports for all of our shit. Got the very cheapest Pioneer head unit that has Bluetooth. Fun fact, Pioneer does make a head unit that doesn't have Bluetooth. Don't buy the $58 one, get the $60 one. I don't think this whole console panel has to come out. I think just this does, so. A few more screws. Boop, doop, boop, 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 boop. You want to make sure you put all your screws somewhere that they can fall and go down into a crevice near your e-brake, ideally. That's kind of the preferred method of us professionals. For my birthday, Sky got me a period correct ready shift knob, so we're going to be replacing this crusty boy. You see all of the like inlay is kind of crusting and falling out. It's not like excellent to hold on to. I've held a better knob in my time. The sound effects make it come off faster. It needs to come over this. Now, the main reason we're doing all this is because we've got an important rally Friday. The most important rally of the year, possibly. So, I'm gonna need peak performance. And obviously, the thing that keeps us from beating Ted is these shifter bushings. But fortunately, Ted won't be at this one, I think. So, maybe we'll be able to win. Oh, I actually tidied these cables up pretty good coming under there. All right, let's pull up the directions. He's actually got a really good walkthrough of the directions on his website. Step 1, pull all your interior stuff, console, temp control, ashtray. Here we go. Pull the little rubber flappy at all 4 corners. Shift to 3rd for easiest removal. Pull up on the rubber flappy at all 4 corners, remove 10 mil bolts. Same for the 4 in the shifter itself. Make sure you're back in neutral and pull the shifter out. Easy day. Yeah, 10 mil bolts, but they're also Phillips bolts. I sure hope these aren't so tight that this little smaller than ideal Phillips bit strips them. That would be just completely unexpected. Boop. We've had all this apart before when we did the transmission, when we did the clutch in here, but I don't remember none of that shit. Now we gotta pull these bolts that are down in here. These bolts down in there. A couple of these bolts are pretty awful to get to, actually. They recommend dropping the transmission mount to lower it some to give yourself some room to work, but I like to do things the hard way, so I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna do it the hard way and complain about how hard it is. You think getting the shifter out of the way first will help?
I think so. I think it'll allow us to get a wrench in there to move it around some more.
Yeah, that should just lift up and off now, right? Oh yeah, he said to put it back in neutral. There we go. Yoink! And that bushing right there is one of the things that we're replacing. So there's one. And also, I guess we'll pack that with some new grease and stuff. I don't know. We'll set that aside. We got other things to deal with. All right, we changed our mind. Maybe old boy is onto something. He's done this a time or two, so we jacked it up. Just got to drop a couple of bolts on the transmission mount and get us a little bit of room to work with up there. What do you think? Can we get in there now?
Yeah, it looks like we can actually reach at it.
Yeah, we can get those now. With all of those out, get this guy up and out of here. Why does it smell like gear oil in here? Ah, here we go. All right. Now that we got access to everything we need, the rest of it's going to be super easy, I'm sure. The easiest. Nothing else is going to be a pain in the ass. Hey, this is a pain in the ass. This whole rubber plate assembly thing, he said to get out of the way. But I actually don't think I understand why. I think that can stay there. Everything we're working on is in this hole right here. Removing that just opens up the possibility of dropping shit inside the transmission. So I'm going to leave it there until it's in the way. If you look at the directions, he just kind of masks off around that circle with paper towels to make sure you don't drop anything. So that's what I'm also going to do. He said lift the shifter plate off carefully and don't lose the rubber seal or the metal spacers. So I'm just gonna not remove them at all so I don't have to worry about losing them. You see that? Do you see a pattern emerging? How I like to ignore people's directions and do it my way, and then I run into problems.
And then inevitably do it their way?
And then I wind up doing it their way? No. I know more than you until I don't.
I know the best way until I don't know the best
William,
way.
I know more than him. Grab some paper towels to lay around that. Do we have any paper towels out here? Are we prepared? Surely we're not unprepared. Yeah, that guy right there out of the dirty microfiber bucket. That'll be fine. Yeah, dirty microfibers. Gonna wipe all this shit up. Don't want to drop a bunch of debris down in the no-no hole.
Supra's dirty.
Weird, it's like it's a rally car. All right, that's all cleaned up to my liking. Just gonna shove these around so that nothing dumb does go down in anywhere. That should help save us from anything stupid going in there. Probably fine. It's due for a fluid change anyway, so.
What's a couple of flakes in the fluid, huh?
Yeah, we'll put a few more extra proteins in there. This transmission fluid is fine. It's got electrolytes. It's what Supras crave. Might have remnants of a plastic ring too, but probably not. Yeah, no, there's no plastic ring in there. Yeah, so we've got to chisel out this metal ring here. This whole metal ring we got to chisel out. And then also the rubber around it. All of that's coming out and getting replaced. And apparently there's supposed to be a plastic ring in the middle of this. Billy M says it's likely that that plastic ring is missing altogether. If it is still there, pull whatever's left of it out, throw it on the floor and spit on it. And I like that. That's nice. Those are good directions. That's customer service for you. We'll get this thing chiseled out of here. It's probably not that bad. Fuck you. Now we just got to get the rubber lining out from around it as well. I chiseled this flathead into a little bit of a scraper, so it's actually going pretty well. Most of it out of there. Just got to suck all of it up to make sure it doesn't fall down in there. Usually would use your mom for something like that, but I think we got a little Ryobi vacuum over here that'll work pretty good too, so we'll get it all out of there. Shifter plate cleaned up pretty good. Finally actually found something this parts washer is good for. Did you know that those just actually just try to spray you? That's all that they're good for. So now we got to get this bushing guy out of here. Good job, we did it. And we replace it, hold on, give that a quick whippity wipe. And we replace it with this new fresh guy. I actually don't know if this is supposed to have some form of grease on it. I didn't read the directions. How's this fit? Kind of tight. Yeah, a little tight. Hey, how do you get that in there? I'm boldly assuming that this goes in here, but fuck, how? What are they doing? What is going on in here? Silly ass geese. Let's check the directions again, because that thing is pretty firm. Some go in tighter than others. If terribly difficult, you can sand down the outer diameter slightly. Vertically. And then try to rotate it into... Oh man, you can see the seat in here is all fuckered up too. This shifter has had a hard life. And this guy, this little bushing, look at that trash. That's supposed to look like that. Very mindful. We'll pack some new grease in there.
Very demure.
Yeah. We'll get some new grease in there and get these bushings fought into place. And then this guy, that hole that we just wallered all the rubber and steel bushing out of. Steel, I don't know. It was made of fucking shit metal. It bent real easy. This guy goes in place in there. So this actually gets JB welded into place. So we're going to get all these things in place and get that JB weld setting. And that has to set for 24 hours before we can put all this shit back together. Look at all the crusty, metal flaked bullshit coming out of this shifter. I would be skeptical that this has ever been any kind of serviced. All of it is so gunky and crusty. I've already wiped most of it off, but like, man, that's some gross shit. You think it's going to shift better?
I think you're going to have less crunchier shifts.
Just doing like any one of these things, much less all of them at the same time.
Crunch. Crunch.
Whew. Sand her down just a hair. See what that does. Almost there.
A little more off the top.
This is it. This is the one. Boop, boop, boop. First try. Just slap some grease in there and then work on a couple of other things while this JB Weld sets up.
The next morning.
JB Weld is set up and everything is greased up, ready to go back together. Let's pop all this shit right. It's gonna go back together super easy. It's fine. Getting it apart was the hard part. It was over-torqued. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. That's why it was hard. Somebody over-torqued it. We're gonna put it back together with normal torque. all done. Yeah, everything went back together a lot easier than it came apart. Weird, we didn't over torque the shit out of it. Let's go see how it drives. Pretty excited, just a quick jiggle makes it seem like it's gonna be a lot better. I don't know. What the fuck? That's so much better. It actually feels like it has gears now. Look at the difference in the slop while in gear. The fifth gear is actually like closer. So from second to fifth is actually like a normal amount. That's nice. In gear, it just does normal things. Yep, that's much better. I would say this was a huge success. The head unit's being dumb.
Yeah, I saw that.
I must not have plugged it back in good. All right, so now that that's done, we can head to the rally tomorrow. It's Halloween, so we got to throw the ceremonial candy at the children today, and then rally tomorrow.
One wiener later.
That shouldn't matter.
You don't have lane keep assist in this thing.
I do not. We'll be all over the road in this motherfucker. Ain't got no lane keep assist, ain't got no cruise control. A little while ago, we didn't have headlights. When we did all of the wiring shenanigans yesterday, we didn't rewire anything, but we did unplug and plug back in a lot of stuff. At some point, I guess, we did something to blow the horn/hazard light fuse, and it caused a gremlin to where the radio was getting intermittent power and the headlights wouldn't turn on, and it took us a minute to track down a fuse being blown. So that's cool. Cool.
It doesn't match.
Yeah, no. But all good, and we're on the way to the rally now. And it's an interesting rally. Today is actually Tyler's birthday. If you're not familiar, Tyler is our rally nerd, and he does a lot for the community, like so much.
No.
He does a lot of organizing, both local rallies and with volunteer work at big national rallies. He is constantly doing something rally related, whether it's TSD or stage rally, pretty much all he does. So for his birthday, he actually organized a little rally. Instead of us just like meeting up at this brewery that he wants to go to, I guess, he actually organized a little rally from the park next to his house to the brewery. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna go run a tiny rally for a tiny man's birthday. It's good.
Not the tiny man.
Yeah. And it's the first rally Sky's been on in a while because she's compromised.
You can't tell.
Harnesses barely fit anymore.
Does it count as the baby's first rally?
Probably.
I think the internet would be mad about the harnesses on the baby belly.
I don't know, they say seat belts are fine. I don't know what the difference is. It's a little around town rally just to the brewery.
It's no different than driving everyday traffic.
It's the same amount of risk as everyday driving. Also, look at the view count. Do you think there's enough people there that somebody's gonna complain about it? Yeah.
It's different demographic too.
Yeah. If you made it this far into the video, you're our people anyway, so you know what's up. We're gonna get on over to the muster point and see what it is that Tyler's putting on over here. I have no idea if he's printed paper road books or if he's gonna have a digital version for us to run. I don't know how it's going to be timed since it's a very unofficial rally. I don't know how it's gonna be scored. We'll see what we get.
You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit.
Sometimes. Either way, should be a good time. Also, I would like for you to compare audio. This is gonna go out before POR, I'm sure. I'm working on the POR edit. Compare the audio right now, like as we've been talking this whole time. You've hopefully been able to hear me. We're using DJI mics now. Hopefully you've been able to hear me over the car. If you look at some of the audio from POR, it sounds like this.
Are you gonna put a clip right there?
No. Here we go. Look, it's first stage we have already fucked up.
Cast
Very good.
39. The only thing that we can hope for is that Ted and Tyler made worse fuck-ups than us. But
Ted, it's unlikely.
Another 30.
Tyler, maybe.
There is a lot of exhaust drone in this car, though. Like,
Yeah, ever since we redid the exhaust on here,
it's very droney.
It particularly for microphones and that 360s microphone built in, it doesn't do very good audio. So
I mean, in real life, like human ears, there's a lot of drone.
yeah, and if it's a little bit annoying to us, it's very annoying to microphones. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this audio is a noticeable difference. What you think about that? And we're gonna get over to the thing real quick.
12 seconds later.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
Can't even see it. It's dark as hell out here. What's up, nerd?
Not much,
Hey,
how about you?
why'd you pick the darkest, sketchiest fucking park to meet us at?
Because we can leave cars here all night and it's in White Bear Lake. It's not a,
Neat.
gotta have some start point, you know?
Well, now that Tyler's here, we can get this shit show on the road.
So you are car one?
I'll take car one if you want. It'll take me a minute to make up a rabbit road book, I guess. How are you scoring this?
Last one that went.
The person closest to 0 wins.
But like, what's timing?
Yeah, what's time?
Who's
So
timing?
I will get my phone out and tell you what time it is.
Yeah.
And just do your best. It's for fun. There's no odometer correction. It's
No.
just a fucking screw around 20
What are the
minutes.
official TAs?
There's one control point. Just have fun.
No. There's no just have fun. I want that trophy.
I'm gonna go grab my phone and set up the official time.
So we got what, 4 or 5 cars running? I can't read. All right. We'll get in the car and get timing set up and
I'm gonna get a jacket
get out there
on.
and win this thing. Get these national points. This is a national level event. I don't know how he managed to find this curvy and dark of a road this deep into the cities.
I know.
We're still pretty central to like Minneapolis, and this is
Wild.
actually rally-ish. I mean, it's all paved, but, or actually is it?
It's,
Yeah, this is a dirt road.
I think it's.
Neat. Am I turning right here?
No.
99th?
No.
Okay. Good job. You're a good navigator.
I told you the next thing was at 2.9.
All right, fine. He actually did a really good job, so we'll see if we make it. We made it to the thing.
I'm a bad rally master today. So I laid this thing out in one run, and it's pretty obvious with the road book, but I forgot to figure out an ideal time. And car one, the Supra, drove right past the end point and didn't stop at FTC, so they lost, and I'm declaring cars 2 and 3 tied.
What do you mean drove past the end point?
I mean, there's a 295 sign and a Corvair parked right after it.
You were not parked at the 295 sign.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't. There was a sign in the curve that said 295, and I stopped and was like, "Fuck, why am I stopping in the middle of the road?"
296.
Okay, so what was
See,
my time
step
passing?
one is learning how to read.
What was my time passing you then?
I didn't catch. I thought you were gonna stop, but you didn't stop, so you didn't get a time. If you don't stop at the control, you don't get a time. You should organize a rally for your birthday.
Maybe I will.
Also, here's
with
my-
blackjack
here's
and
my
hookers.
excuse.
So who won? Who gets the trophy?
These guys, because it's their first time. You can split it in half.
Congratulations.
I didn't know there was an actual trophy. Congratulations. Yeah.
Wow. And there we go. The Supra's in the best shape it's ever been in, and we're ready to do rally stuff, but it's going to be a little bit of a skimpy winter. Next rally's not lined up until like February. A couple of the main routes we like to use for some of the good winter rallies around here are under heavy construction this season, so don't know what we'll be going out to do next in it, but I am still working on the edit for Press On Regardless from a couple of months ago, and that's a pretty good one. It's a banger. So if you want to see that or whatever else it is we do around here in between rallies, make sure you're subscribed. Big thanks to the pit crew, and we'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.
Ay, go faster, ay, go faster, ay, go faster, ay.